Hello kids, let's do alphabet lore coloring today. Let us start. This is A. Our next one is B. Let us color this blue. This is B. The next one is the letter C. We'll color it yellow. This is called C. The next one is D. We'll color it light green. In alphabet lore, it is called D. The next one is E. We are coloring it a surf green or a bluish green color. In alphabet lore, it is called E. The next one is F, a very, very angry F. Let us color it black. In alphabet lore, it is called F. Next is G. Let's do our G purple. In alphabet lore, it is called G. Let's move on to the next page. Our next letter is H. We'll color it a surf green. In alphabet lore, it is just whispered as H. Let's move on to I. We will color it light blue. In alphabet lore, it is called as I. Let's move on to J. We'll color J purple again. In alphabet lore, it is called J. Let's move on to K now. K is yellow. In alphabet lore, it says K. It's just like a little cough. K. Let's move on to next one, that is L. Again, L is a surf green color. In alphabet lore, it is called L. It's like L is very tired. Let's move on to M. Our M is red again. In alphabet lore, it goes M. A very sad M. Let's move on to the next one. Our next letter is N. We will color the N orange. In alphabet lore, N goes as N. Let's move on to the next page. The next one is O. Let's color it light blue. O in alphabet lore goes as O. Let's move on to P now. P is a light pink in color. P goes as P. A very tiny P. Let's move on to Q. Let's make our Q yellow again. Q in alphabet lore goes as cube. Let's move on to R now. We'll do R as a brown R. The R in alphabet lore goes as R. Let's move on to S now. S again will be a light green because S is a snake. The S in alphabet lore goes as S. Let's move on to T now. We'll do it a silver gray. The T in alphabet lore goes as T. Let's move on to U now. U is again light green in color. Let's move on to V now. It's on the next page. The V is dark blue in color. The V in alphabet lore goes as V. Let's move on to W. W again is purple. The W in alphabet lore goes as W. It goes in a very robotic voice. Let's move on to X. Now X is white in color. It's a ninja. Only the bands are of a different color. Let's do it purple. X goes as X. Let's move on to Y now. Y again is white with a little bit of yellow. But let's do it yellow here. The Y in alphabet lore goes as Y. Let's move on to our last letter, that is Z. Again the Z is white in color with a little bit of blue, but we'll do it fully blue. And our last letter Z in alphabet lore goes as J. So these were our alphabet lore letters.